welcome in to Blue Jays Today, folks, where today Buck Martinez has announced his retirement. He will not be in the booth anymore. That sucks, man. I mean, it's not going to be the same without hearing that raspy, the voice is so iconic, so unique. At some point, I want to start getting into some of our favorite Buck sayings, because I already see somebody in the chat saying, no more, a swing and a drive, and that was obviously iconic. But he's got so many of them, and he's got so many good ones. So start thinking about that now. We're going to talk about that. Obviously, we're going to talk about a new signing that the Jays just made. Small signing, but maybe there could be some relevance there. And then also, the World Baseball Classic rosters have been finalized and released. So we're going to take a look at some of those bigger teams. I think we're obviously going to be looking at Canada. We want to do some live streams for those games, just get that Canadian baseball spirit again. It was a lot of fun when we did that a few years ago, and I think the Canadian team, whilst it's definitely not the favorite, a little bit better now. And then we're going to look at the United States, that's just a juggernaut, and maybe the Dominican Republic as well. Just take a look at how all those super teams are looking. But welcome in, folks. Hey, cool tidbit right here, man. Less than 50 days away from opening day, and that's not spring training. That's real baseball. That is, what day is that? March 27th?
March 27th, I want to say.
Yeah, March 20th. Real baseball, less than 50 days away. Toronto Blue Jays play a baseball game.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually getting my hair cut the other day, and I'm talking to my hairdresser. Like, he doesn't really follow baseball. He maybe checks in every now and then. I checked in the World Series, and he was like, "What? I saw the other day," and he saw the update about 50 days away, and he's like, I saw that the baseball season's 50 days away. Wasn't it just the World Series? I was like, yeah, that was like not, and I knew from our analytics, I was like, that was 94 days away that we saw the last game of the World Series. So we're much closer to the new season than we are to the last season.
Sorry, so it was 94 days ago?
So today, 95, but today, 95 days ago was the final game of the World Series. Can you believe it?
I actually can't believe that. That feels like more days than I thought it was.
Again, November to December, January.
I guess it has been a little bit over 3 months, but I think about that. I mean, maybe it's because I think about it so often, but to me, like it still feels like it was just the other day ago.
And here we are, 49 days away from actual baseball in 2026 regular season. And I mean, pitchers and catchers report next Wednesday.
Yes,
that's gonna be crazy. Like, I was thinking about content, as we always do, thinking about how we can fill content here on the channel, and I'm like, wow, next week the content might come to us because of pitchers and catchers.
Dude, one of my big things to look forward, and I feel like this is when baseball's back, is when people start losing their minds over the workout and the transformation videos. Like, this happens every single year, and every one of us, we're always guilty of it. We hype these guys up to oblivion because they've dropped like 10 pounds in the offseason.
Jacked as hell.
Yeah, and it's like, oh shit. Like, I remember when it was Alek Manoah, and it's like, Alek Manoah is back. He's going all the way back. R.I.P. What happened there? Nothing great. But either way, it's still fun to look at these guys and to get a sense as to how they've been, just conditioning themselves in the offseason. I remember last year that the big winner of the offseason, Alejandro Kirk, turned out to really make a big difference, right? He sustained himself over the full 162 as the starting catcher, had the best offensive numbers he's had in a few seasons. So sometimes, you get that little image of them, and it does make a difference.
Listen, like the offseason, you have no excuse but to get absolutely shredded and in shape. That's the only time you actually have as a baseball player to get in shape. Because then you're just going through the meat grinder of the 162 games. So they take their break. They should be in great shape coming up. I will be interested to see, now that they've had to play an extra month of baseball more than most teams, what kind of shape and condition are they in? Because that is a factor, as much as we don't like to admit it. That's a human element. Because look, it just snuck up on us. It would sneak up on them too.
I know. I still feel like a tiny bit fatigued from months ago, like 95 days ago. But I think realistically, like, you take a couple weeks off if you're the guys. I remember Yesavage came out recently and was talking about how he adjusted after the World Series, and he was told by a few different people, like, take some time off, touch some grass, do some stuff. And I guess he's a hunter. He likes hunting. So he did that for a few weeks. And, so take like, 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks, do that. But then we are back in the gym. It's chicken breast and, just straight eggs for breakfast. And we're just killing it at the gym,
we're getting
grinding.
in shape,
So
we're getting in shape, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Daniela, and then I think it's a good time for us to announce like something exciting that we have coming up. Daniela Castro, member for 30 months. Shout out. That's actually crazy to me right there. 30 months, 6 months away from 3 years. Just legendary. Thank you, Danielle, for becoming a starting member. Doesn't say anything. Just wants to remind us of how loyal.
Wow, that was some pretty quick math from you, man. 3 years immediately. Yeah, my brain was like trying to wrap my head around how long that is. I was like, what is that in years? But that's pretty good.
Sometimes the math doesn't work, but sometimes the math does work.
Yeah,
it clicks.
No, for real. Yeah, it just wasn't clicking for me. I guess you saw it. You saw it differently.
Yeah, I saw it because I was like 12 times 3 is 36. 30, so 6.
No, my brain was not there. But yeah, damn, 2.5 years. That's wild
crazy.
Right there.
But yeah, speaking of spring training, I think we can officially say like we're going to spring training. The boys here at Blue Jays today. We're actually going between March 1st and March 6th, everyone. So if you are going to Dunedin during that time, we're going to be around the ballpark, and we're going to be doing some cool events with Scott from Now High and Inside podcast. So there's a lot of cool things, a lot of cool live streams. We got to nail down the details, but it should be a lot of fun, guys. Dude, I'm actually so stoked.
I'm amped for like just being there in general, but also that event. So it's going to be on March 4th, everybody, and it's going to be Ben Nicholson Smith is going to be part of the panel. We are going to be part of the panel, both Adam and I. I believe it. They got. I think it's Keegan Matheson as well going to be part of the panel. And last year they had various a couple Toronto Blue Jays actually show up and just participate in it. It's in Dunedin. We are hoping to get some type of camera rolling on that event. We haven't finalized that, but we're going to be trying to do that and then kind of bring that to you guys over YouTube. But it's going to be one hell of a time. So if you do happen to be going down to spring training, let us know. We'll be there from March 1st to March 6th, just doing stuff and hopefully seeing a bunch of guys in the best shape of their life. Let's transition and talk a little bit about Buck Martinez. It is official. He is no longer going to be in the booth. Announced his retirement today. So many congratulatory messages coming out about Buck Martinez. The fact that he has been here for 40 years at this, over 40 years, in a capacity of being a player, but then also, being, a part
manager.
Exactly. There's so much, like literally everything, right? Like when you think about Canadian baseball, it definitely would not be where it is right now if it wasn't for this absolute legend right here. So many stories that this guy has to tell, and it is going to suck not hearing that rasp in the in the booth, because it signifies to me, and not even just to me too. I remember Victoria, my girlfriend, told me this, and she's like, that voice is Summer. Like that voice is Summer, right?
Yeah, he's baseball in Canada, like you said. And when I first started watching baseball, and of course you as well, like that was the voice that I started to hear. And especially when I first started watching baseball when I was just like 11 years old or 12 years old. Obviously, I turn on the Blue Jays games and I hear Buck Martinez. And as an 11, 12-year-old, you're learning about the game of baseball and you want to understand it. And then listening to Buck Martinez, I've learned a hell of a lot about baseball and applying it to, what I do nowadays. So like he's not only just inspired like, just fans across the world, but like me personally, just in my own job and falling in love with baseball, because that guy, no one loves baseball more than that guy, Buck Martinez.
Yeah, he lives and he breathes it, man. I am very disappointed that, and he released some stuff about his health, and he is definitely getting up there in age. I'm kind of surprised that he's lasted this long, honestly. Like he could have retired a long time ago, and it would have been. He still would have been just as legendary. But now with some of the health stuff and just the age in general, decided it was the time. But it's kind of sad that he didn't. I guess he's seen it before, but with this current core, like it would have been nice to be able to get over the hump with him. That final one, and then it's like you could have retired and had that be your final moment. It's like, okay, like they just won a World Series. Like baseball's in good hands. Not saying it's not, but like now we can ride off into the sunset, and it's just that final exclamation point on all of it.
It's really unfortunate that he didn't get it, and I mean we can look at the past as much as we want, but I think he still felt really good. First time returning in 30 years. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But honestly, someone's bringing up in the chat right now. I think it's Drew Gamer. Yeah, level of excellence right now. I don't know if they have anything in plans for this year, but you got to do it as soon as possible.
I don't know why you would wait, right? I mean, not to get morbid or anything, but I would like to see him up there while he is still with us.
Yes,
and
exactly.
again, not saying that that's happening imminently. He's
Right,
passing
of
imminently,
course.
but obviously he's not a young guy, right? And if he's dealing with some health issues, like, no, like, you put that fucking guy's name on the goddamn level of excellence now.
I want to see him see it. You know, like, I want to see him see it and be a part of that moment. Like, again, if there is plans, that's great. You know, I was expecting the Blue Jays to announce like a follow-up after the announcement of the retirement, because I think it's been planned for quite some time that he was going to retire. I was hoping to see a follow-up from the Jays, be like, and now on, you know, August 12th, we got Buck Martinez level.
Yeah, it should come. I mean, one thing that's guaranteed is you're going to see like minimum one first pitch by Buck Martinez. It's got to be, right? It has to be.
Opening day, first pitch, Buck Martinez.
I saw somebody tweet that out. I'm like, that kind of hits pretty hard, right?
Yes,
like that's a good idea, right? I hope that they can do that, but either way, you should see some Buck Martinez stuff coming soon. I wanted to highlight this really quickly. One thing that I loved about him was he didn't hold back, you know, and I feel like some of the individuals, you know, just in sport media nowadays, like, they do sometimes sugarcoat things and hold back. He didn't. This was one of my favorite calls, and this is a recent call too. Like, this just happened, and it just goes to show, like, right up until one of his final years, like, Buck Martinez still saying it exactly how it is.
They're not a good team. I don't care what their record is. They have a lot of wild pitches. They make a lot of mistakes in the field. They don't run the bases very well. If they don't hit home runs, they don't have a chance to win.
That is him just bashing the New York Yankees on live television.
Incredible.
Phenomenal moment, man. Phenomenal moment.
And the Yankee fans ran with it, and thankfully the Blue Jays, you know, backed up.
Yeah, they backed it up
because they demolished them.
Well, was he wrong? Like,
no, they were. And dude, that's what I've been saying all offseason. Why are they ranked so high? Why are they predicted so high? They're not a good baseball team. Like, maybe for 162, they'll find a way with Aaron Judge, like, hitting a bunch of homers and beating up bad teams. But against good teams, they weren't, at least for last season, not a good baseball team.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't. So, like, why are we projecting them to go back to the World Series over the Blue Jays?
I do think that it's too far. Like, I don't think that they're a bad squad.
No.
They're
I
know
not fundamentally good.
Yeah, like,
They're
there's.
not a good
It's just,
base.
why are they the overwhelming favorites? You know, when we're comparing them to some of these other teams, I don't really see that. I think that they should be, honestly, like, pretty much right on level with the Toronto Blue Jays at best, really. Like, that's where it should be for me. I don't know why they're favorited over us. I think it's just because it's Aaron Judge and it is the Yankees, and they're probably projecting a little bit of regression from the Jays lineup, which is fair, and maybe they're projecting some, you know, progression from some of those Yankee players, which, again, also potentially fair, but I saw some of those base running errors last year, and it was not pretty. And you can hear any Yankees podcast talking about it. They weren't happy about it either. So
yeah, no, I agree. You know, that one was a great call. Now, I have you asked me earlier, like, think about some of your favorite Buck Martinez calls. I have a few in my back pocket, but one I want to bring up. It's not necessarily a call, but it's more of, like, his opinion that always kept coming up. And I remember, like, way back in 2018 or 2019, I can't remember when this was, when we weren't doing this podcast and we were doing, like, kind of drinking games to, like, the Blue Jays. And I remember making a point being like, anytime Buck Martinez comments about catchers taking a knee behind
oh, yeah.
that's a trick. He would always do it. And anytime a catcher made a mistake and he was taking a knee, he's like, well, that's why you shouldn't be taking one.
Yep.
You have to be in an athletic position. And I'm like, there it is again. Again, like, that's just like, again, he's not wrong. You are technically more athletic if you're on both feet. You're killing your knees. You know?
Yeah.
And pitch framing too is a little element in that.
He had his opinions for sure. Like, there was a couple things where, like, they were just so deeply rooted in there. Like, there's no way that it is ever getting out of Buck Martinez. So that's definitely a good one. I mean, for me, just the classic, like, this isn't, like, fully verbatim, but it's like, get out of here, ball. Get out of here. And
get out of here.
yeah. And God. Yeah, I mean, that is, like, you can look at, honestly, probably, like, half of Vladdy's home run swings at home, and it's like that audio.
Vladimir Guerrero. He has that rasp when he says Vladimir. Oh, it's so good, man. And then the other one that's great is, like, you know, the whole slur of, like, well, Kevin Biggio's been having a lot of sacks. You know that one?
I think this is like a deep memory for me.
Oh, it's such a good one where he's like, Captain Biggio was on like a good streak, and he meant to say success.
Oh, I do remember
like,
this.
Biggio's
Yes,
been having a lot of sacks.
yes, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, Biggio was getting after it, according to Buck Martinez. So, yeah, dude, honestly, a phenomenal individual. We wanted to give him his fair share of airtime because it is going to be different. Different without hearing his voice. That being said, though, we are in pretty good hands. I mean, the Schulman boys are obviously going to be there, taking things over, and I mean, Joe Siddle is the guy, and
he's probably the next Buck. Like, people were kind of talking about it last year. Like, he's being kind of groomed to be the next catcher, former big league catcher that played for the Jays. That's now, in the booth.
And so, I don't hate that. I think Joe Siddle's probably my favorite, just broadcaster as a whole. And when it comes to the Sportsnet team, like he's got just such intelligent takes. Not at all scared to call people out on the poor performances. Yeah. You can see it on his face. Like when we play a shit ass game, like he will say it's a shit ass game, and typically will name people by name, saying like you got to be better than that. So.
Bro, whenever there's a win, he's always smiling. Whenever it's a loss, it's literally one of these.
Yeah.
Like, and he's ready to
especially
to go.
when it's avoidable, when it's an avoidable loss. Like it's a loss where like you could, it's we let that one get away from us, and you know that he is gonna make it heard. So.
Oh my god, yeah, we love Joe, and then people talking about Dan Schulman as well. I love Dan Schulman too. I thought Dan and Buck were the best duo, especially with what they're saying in their commentary, but vocally as well. Like Dan's like deep, smooth voice, and then like. Paired with Buck's raspiness, it was like perfect. It was perfect, like ear candy. So they're going to be in good hands. But yes, Buck Martinez, he will be missed. I did see a few people talking about this as well. Katie Flower Smith saying Jerry Howarth could be on the level of excellence. Actually, I heard a lot of people talking about him as well. This is a little bit before my time as well. So yeah, he could also be on the level of excellence people talk about.
Two birds, one stone, man. I mean, it's pretty it's not difficult to make it happen at one time. Like we are capable of doing that in 2026. So let's get. I mean, with all the renovations, like let's get on it. You do know a guy. You do know a guy, Mark.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
that's the stuff with Buck Martinez right there, everybody. You want to transition and talk a little bit about the signing?
Yeah, let's talk about the signing. Before we do, let's give a quick shout out here to Hurley by Levelware, everybody. Hurley by Levelware is representing this whole new trend in golf, that golf is becoming a lot more casual and fun and what have you, and going away from the traditional sense. And you guys know here at Blue Jays Today, we're big golf guys. And as you can see right here, I am repping one of the shirts that they sent us. So shout out to Hurley by Levelware. They sent this to us. We're going to make some fun content in it. I love it. Like, this is going to be like my go-to shirt in the regular, season.
Regular golf season, yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah, it's super casual, super great, guys. You go check out Hurley Collectibles. We have the link in the description down below if you want to go see what they got on offer. Check it out at levelware.com, everybody. Polos, hats, hoodies, and just casual stuff.
Well, I was taking a look, and where we're going to be staying for spring training, there is definitely a few, nice golf courses in the area. So I don't know if we'll have time. We got a lot of content to make, but that would be pretty sweet to get out there.
I know, like one of these days, probably can't bring our clothes to like rent some clubs.
I mean, I'm not against it.
On the off day, maybe.
I'm not against it. We'll see, folks. But yeah, they do make some phenomenal clothes, so definitely go check them out. Let's take a look at the newest Toronto Blue Jay Red here, Josh Fleming. And if you haven't heard of him before, that's okay, because prior to a few hours ago, I hadn't heard of him before either. Last year, Josh Fleming was in AAA with the Seattle Mariners, and frankly, he did not have a very good season. His ERA was mid-5 at 5.66 in AAA. That's not ideal, everybody. 84 innings, too, so not an especially small sample size. Like, you should have had it figured out there, and when I see a whip of 1.5 from AAA, I start to raise my eyebrow and question things. Realistically, though, the reason why he's on this team is not based on what he did last year. It's based on where he throws the baseball. And
we got him!
Yeah, we got the lefty, everyone. We got the lefty. We've been screaming for a lefty in the pen for a while, and we got him.
Hell yeah.
It's Josh Fleming. I genuinely think that is what this is. This is somebody that is likely going to get an invitation to spring training and will probably, get all the opportunities in the world to showcase what it is that he can. And can't do, and hopefully what he can do outweighs what he can't do. And if that's the case, then you might be looking at somebody that could eventually play a role with us just simply because he throws with his left arm.
Literally, right? Like when we look at our depth chart here, this is guys beyond Eric Lauer and Brennan Little, the only lefties on the 26-man projected roster. You've got Mason Fluharty. And then that's it. But now you got also Josh Fleming. Like you just, again, like he's one of these guys where if worse comes to worse and there's a crap load of injuries, you got to bring somebody up to pitch from the left-handed side. And Josh Fleming is a guy, I don't want to take anything away from him. He's still 29 years old, turning 30 this year. Maybe he unlocks something with the Blue Jays organization that he hasn't unlocked with Seattle, Pittsburgh, the Rays, and all these other places.
He's bounced around. He was with the Rays for like 4 seasons right there.
That's
and
why I was like, oh, I thought I remembered that name.
Yes, yeah, I remember the name as well. He was with them from 2020 to 2023. He was never very good, which is that actually really concerns me because if any team knows how to make somebody good at baseball, it's the Tampa Bay Rays, and they very rarely ever have any bad bullpen arms. So they said enough was enough. Then he went to Pittsburgh, wasn't great there, and then with Seattle was in their AAA squad. So I'll be completely honest, man. I am definitely not holding my breath at all for Josh Fleming to really do anything for us. But crazier things have happened, right? I mean, you saw, look, Eric Lauer was over there in the Korean League. He wasn't very good when he was in MLB, and a couple other individuals. Like, there's stories like that. It's possible.
You never know, guys. You never know. But, I mean, and again, like, this is just the moves that the Blue Jays are going to be making before literally pitchers and catchers report next Wednesday. So they got to go get their pitchers to report with the catchers. So that's one of those guys. So
we do need to get another. Like, I see somebody in here saying they have to make a trade, and I am a little surprised that there hasn't been more of a fire under their ass to go out and to actually do something like that. It just feels like there is such a pressing need right there. Maybe they've talked themselves into feeling comfortable with Eric Lauer and Brendan Little being the two lefties. I certainly am not. I think you can have one question mark in the bullpen, but right now they have two, and that's who is our closer any good at baseball and who's gonna throw with their left arm. So
you know what's crazy too? I would have imagined they saw their rotation and go, everyone's a righty. We need more lefty options in the bullpen, and they make an aggressive move to get a lefty, but they just didn't, because you're just gonna keep pumping righties at players basically every day.
Dude, I'm surprised as well that there hasn't been more of a media coverage about this, because throwback to a few years ago when it was just everyone in that lineup was righty. And all we fucking heard was, well, they gotta get more lefties in there. They need more of a righty-lefty split. And that was even coming from the team. Like, that was stuff that they were actively going after, and the media was consistently talking about it. And when other people started breaking down the Toronto Blue Jays lineup, they're like, wow, this is really a lot of good talent, but like all of these righties, like they're really going to struggle against certain pitchers. And for whatever reason, I have not heard that at all on the flip side. Like, it should be, correct me if I'm wrong, but it should be the exact same argument. It's just from now it's on the pitching, right? It's the exact same fucking thing because there's going to be a handful of batters who are really good against this pitching staff.
You need a series where guys can't get too comfortable. Like, you got to flip them around, right? Like, we go righty, lefty, righty, and we flip them around. They used that would be the way, but we just don't. And we're just, and again, like, there's nothing. I still thought this from when we had the problem with the lefty-righty thing in the lineup. There's nothing fundamentally wrong if you have guys that are talented and that just do the job and get it done. But eventually, when you get into a long series and you constantly are just seeing righty, righty, you can kind of get fixated on one slot. But that is why they got Trevor Rogers, and I brought this up a couple of weeks ago, because it is from a different slot that you have to move your eye angle. So that's something. He's
not a righty. He's not a lefty. He's a something else entirely.
Pitcher, right?
He's literally a something else entirely. So I suppose you're right in that regard. Like, and he's going to be getting the most innings out of anybody out of the bullpen, likely, assuming he's healthy. Knock on wood there. So I guess that is definitely a different look. I'm genuinely kind of stunned that there hasn't been more of a media coverage on this, more of talk, just saying we want to go out and do this. I haven't heard anything from them about that at all.
No, nothing really. So we'll see. I think, trade deadline's obviously a thing, and I think that they'll probably be more aggressive this time around, especially if you're seeing something similar happen to Brendan Little that happened last year. Great start. then start slowly tapering off. We can't have that happen again.
No, not anymore, folks. Let's transition here and talk a little bit about the World Baseball Classic. Also, this is a great opportunity for me to shout out the 150 people watching. If you haven't already done so and you're enjoying the coverage at all, please make sure to hit that like, smash that subscribe button, and hit the hype button too if you're watching after the fact. If you want to submit a question and have us answer it, the link to do so is in the mailbag. We haven't had too many questions, so we will get to those afterwards, but not too many to answer this week. So if you want us to answer them next week, please do so. I know that this is the dead part of the offseason, but baseball is definitely going to be ramping up in the next few weeks, and we are going to be here for it.
Yeah, this is literally the valley right here. It's going up. Like, as soon as you start seeing the social media videos popping out there of Varsho in the batting cages, oh my God! Like, we're gonna be having a lot of fun here at Blue Jays today.
Shout out to Edward right here with the $5 donation, saying, "Oh, by the way, Edward, I see you basically every week doing this, so W's in the chat for him. I'm excited for this year. In my opinion, we have a top 8 offense, top 10 pitching, and the best defense in baseball. I'm so excited to watch Cease and Okamoto. I'll be honest, I didn't watch your entire video breaking down who you're excited about, but I assume you have Okamoto in the tippity top, right?
Okamoto's tippity top.
Yeah, of course.
Dylan Cease, I have, I think, one below that, because it's like there's an element of like I'm kind of still there's a
tiny bit nervous,
bit of doubt. Whereas like Okamoto, I think it just has this aura about him coming over from the MPB. Like, it's just aura again. Like I think,
dude, it's foreign, man. It's like it's different. I'm like, holy shit, before, like this is kind of cool. I really want him to do well. He was incredible. I'm excited. I'm bought in at this point. I am so excited to watch him kick ass.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be glued. We're still in Cease. Like, I'm still gonna be glued. It's just, maybe not the same aura factor as someone coming over from Japan.
Also, too, I mean, like we've seen Dylan Cease, right? He hasn't been in a he hasn't been in a Blue Jay uniform, but we know who he is. We know what he can do. I've never actively watched Okamoto ever in my life, other than the highlights that I've now seen come out after the fact of signing him. Never watched this guy at all. No idea what he could be. It's like this beautiful mystery box where, the floor is not so good, but the ceiling is holy shit. Like, this is, he's doing what he did over in Japan, and we're getting MVP votes, and he's the next Teoscar Hernandez in the middle of that lineup, smacking home runs at will. Like, I am amped to watch that dude hit.
Yeah. What's funny is so I put 5 guys in that top category of, like, it's must-watch TV, and he's obviously one of them. Trey Savage.
Can I guess?
Oh, yeah. So
I haven't looked. So, okay. I would have guessed Trey Savage. I would have guessed Trey
Savage. Like, what could he be?
Right. Did you put Addison Barger in that?
No, because we already saw a year of him, so I was like, okay, we kind of already saw a year of him. He's a second tier, like right below that. I was on the fringe, though. Okay,
so, Trey Savage there, Kazuma there. Who else would be in must-see?
Must-watch TV.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily always, like, we haven't seen him, but, like, these guys we just genuinely love to watch.
Right. Okay. So is Vladdy up there?
Vladdy's must-watch TV.
Okay. Right.
He's must-watch TV. He can do anything.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, I always think he's must-watch TV. I don't know if you think so, but is Kirk in that?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, because it's like one of those things where if I thought it from an outside perspective, like, if I saw Kirk playing and I never watched the Blue Jays, I'm like, who the hell is this guy and why is he so good?
Right.
How is he doing this? So it's like, it's so must-watch.
Now, I don't know if so we're one more guy that we're missing here. I don't know if you would have put him in here because bullpen guys don't get a whole lot of love. But for me, a must-see TV for me is watching Submarine Tyler Rogers throw stuff.
He was right there. He was number 2. He was number 2. But actually, I've got the last guy. He's a bullpen guy though. Last guy is a bullpen guy.
Who is the bullpen guy that is must-see TV other than him? Varland?
Varland.
Okay.
It's like we haven't had a young flamethrower in a long time. And again, it's similar to Yesavage, where it's like we got a little sprinkle of him. What can he do now in this pen? What kind of role can he establish? And I think that's going to solve all the big questions, that we have about this bullpen. He's one of those question marks that could be a solidified rock.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll be honest. There's a lot of must-see TV individuals on the Toronto Blue Jays this year. Like, there's a lot of guys that I am looking forward to. Yeah, just that, right? Seeing what it is that they can become with us. And you're right. He's definitely one of them. I'm really excited to watch Tyler Rogers come out literally every other day and just eat.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be phenomenal. Yeah, Varland for sure. Honestly, Eric Lauer. I'm excited to watch. There's so many guys that I'm excited to see on this team, man. So
honestly, there's so many good characters. Like, I think I put like in the second tier like Ernie Clement. I think I also put Dalton Varsho kind of there too, because I was like, he's in a contract year. What can he do? Like when he's healthy, he was really great. Springer just because he's so bloody entertaining. Like there's so many good players on this team.
There's a lot of fun individuals on the 2026 Toronto Blue Jays. We're probably overhyping them at this point, but
we've been
fuck
in the
it.
offseason a long
We're in the
time.
off. Yeah, we've been in the off season for a long time. It's as I find it's as the off season goes on. You know, you start getting higher and higher and higher on your team because you just like you get further away from the pain and the suffering that once was, and now it all becomes upside, right? Well, of course, Barger's gonna turn out great, and of course, Varland's gonna be the new young flamethrower for us.
Who have we said about that in the past that never actually panned out? Have we said that about like Espinal?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've talked about Dalton Varsho breaking out offensively several times, and that's never fucking happened.
Almost this year, so close.
Yeah.
He just got hurt.
Who else have we said is gonna?
Pearson.
I mean, the problem is, right, there's a lot of these individuals that aren't on the team anymore, you know?
Yeah,
It's like, when we first started doing this, Kevin Biggio was the hottest thing in Toronto. And, well, of course, like, he's got the best eyeball in baseball, so clearly he's going to become incredible. And it's, oh, wait, actually, he can't hit for anything, so.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a lot of guys out there that really didn't amount to a whole lot. So, well, that's baseball, right? But let's talk about some other fun baseball, a different league happening, and it's less of a league, more of a tournament. The World Baseball Classic. The Canada roster and all the other rosters were announced yesterday. So I thought, hey, good time here. Most of us should be Canadians. If you're not, that's okay. You know, we can look at some Americans and other teams as well. Let's go look at the roster of the Canada team and see if we got a chance this year, ladies and gentlemen.
It's better than it was. It's definitely better than it was, but we still have some work to do, folks. We definitely got some work to do. Now, exciting, Adam Macko, Toronto Blue Jay, guy right there. Yeah. He is going to be for Team Canada in MLB last year.
I don't think so. Let me look at it. Let me look it up here so y'all can see. Pax, no, he didn't play last year.
Wow. Okay, so that's questionable.
That's hey, you know, again, when we're Team Canada, it's like he's probably still better than most pitchers that are Canadian.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, okay. Look, you know what? James Paxton once was really good. Tyone, that could be something right there.
The pitching, obviously I'm not going to try and guess. I'm not like they're like elite pitchers, but like this is a great addition. We didn't have them the prior, like 3 years ago. This is a great addition.
Oh, they're wrong. National team USA. Oh, that was under 18.
That was under 18.
Get your shit together, man. Yeah, I guess
he switched sides.
Yeah, well, USA probably doesn't need him, so he's like, well, I want to play in this tournament.
That's the thing, right? Like you look at all these guys, like Slovakia. I mean, they probably play for Slovakia, but like it's like you got USA. You got some Dominicans as well on this team, and it's like you're going to play for Canada because you can.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The pitching definitely not the strongest part of the squad right here, but they do have better individuals. This is better than it was a few years back. I remember a few years back, like there was nobody. It was basically Cal Quantrill, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And Cal Quantrill's still on this team, and now you do have somebody like a Tyon, and you do have somebody
Logan Allen's decent,
like a Logan Allen,
great, but. For MLB.
But he could actually pitch a game for you, and you might be able to get through it. Maybe not against the lineups that you're going to go up against, but you might be able to get through it. Certainly against some of the lesser teams. Like the not the USA, not the Dominican, not the Japan. Like these guys can do work against those individuals.
And I'll bring it up in a bit, but like we're right now the second favorites in the Pool A, so it's like we could do some work.
Which I think is accurate.
Yeah. So like that's the pitching. I like it. It'll be fun to see Adam Macko in there, and then you got over here the catchers, Bo Naylor, obviously Josh Naylor's brother. He's catching, and then over here for the infielders, the guys that really stand out like Eduardo Julian, the Frenchman, Otto Lopez. This year I'm talking about Dominican Republic, not good enough to make the DR, but he's here in Team Canada. Josh Naylor, we love him. Abraham Toro, and then as you'll notice, no Freddie Freeman this year. He bowed out this year.
No Freddie Freeman, no Vladdy either. I mean, Vladdy decided he would go play for the better team. I get it.
Maybe when he gets older, though, and like he can't make TR.
Right.
Maybe he plays for Team Canada.
Maybe, man, maybe. But yeah, having Freddie on this squad would definitely change things a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, right, like he's on a generational winning World Series run, and I don't think he doesn't want to get hurt for this, right? So maybe if Canada was a bit better and we had a chance to actually win it, and he would push us over the top, he might have considered. But yeah, I understand why he decided not to. Would have been a lot better with him. Then for the outfielders, Tyler O'Neill, definitely a name that stands out. He could do something. Owen Casey, right? Young guy right there. Maybe something there. It's a better squad than it once was, for sure.
Yeah, Clark's pretty exciting. Remember, he had all those crazy highlight reel plays in the outfield for the A's. Like he was like on
right.
He was like destroying the top.
Yes,
100.
yeah. He was killing it with the like just the plays out, the highlights, man.
Yeah, and then this guy Jared Young. I actually had to look him up again. Like for this team, looking at what they've done at the MLB level, this guy Jared Young on the Mets. He made his Mets debut this year. Very small sample size of at bats, but 105 at bats. Yeah, he batted 186, but a 722 OPS with a little bit of pop. So there's something there. Maybe there's a little bit of
hits a home run here or there, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it could happen, folks. So that's the Canada lineup. Yeah, again, probably not going to win it, but this is their projected lineup right here.
By me.
by Adam. You know, looking at all the individuals, right? Honestly, probably Bo Naylor might be a bit higher in this lineup after looking at it all.
You'd be shocked. Yeah.
But there's actual names there that could do work, especially against some of the competition that we're going to be immediately facing. This is a great opportunity to shout out the other sponsor of this video. Shout out to Sports Interaction, everybody. Sportsbook and casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction, Canada's homegrown sportsbook. We got the lines right here for that group that Canada is in. Puerto Rico is the favorite. Canada is right behind them. Wasn't something going on with Puerto Rico?
Was it Puerto Rico?
Or was it another team?
I can't remember.
Let me take a look.
Because there was something about like, look it up. But Puerto Rico, heavy favorites, 1.53, and then there's a giant tier difference of 5.5 multiplier for Team Canada. Cuba, not as strong this year. They've been stronger in the past, not as strong. And then they got Colombia and Panama. So, again, Canada can try and get some wins off of Cuba, Colombia, and Panama. And if they come second, then they can, I believe if it's second, right, they face Puerto Rico, I'm assuming because they'd be number one, and then the winner of that goes to the next round or next bracket. I gotta look this up. But did you find anything?
No, I didn't see anything. But I heard there was a question about Puerto Rico taking part. That's what I heard as well. I heard that too. But I suppose, I mean, if the books have them up right now, I guess that hasn't been finalized one way or the other. But I did hear that there was some type of question surrounding them. I see right now that that Lindor is not in it.
That's massive.
Yeah, so that's a big loss for them. But yeah, I guess like if they're being put out like this, like they must be participating in some capacity.
Yeah, exactly, right. So yeah, I mean Canada number 2 right now, and I did find it out. So it's not like we face Puerto Rico. We would face whatever it is for the winner of Pool B if we come second, which will probably be USA. That'll be fun. Right.
So this would be huge for us. Puerto Rico considering withdrawal from World Baseball Classic. This was 5 days ago, but they were considering the withdrawal from the World Baseball Classic due to some insurance issues. I guess nothing has happened on that yet because, again, they're still being talked about. And they're still being, like...
That's why Lindor didn't want to go in because there wasn't injury insurance. Like, if he gets hurt there, like, there's some sort of insurance for his contract.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense, especially some of the bigger individuals right there. Hey, man, I would love to see them play baseball, but if you did want to bow out, Canada immediately starts looking pretty good.
Hell yeah. So if you want to go check out that line at Sports Interaction, you absolutely should do so. Maybe do it now before they bow out. Sports Interaction Sportsbook in a casino has you covered with pitch-by-pitch live betting and easy deposits. You can do that during the World Baseball Classics. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Go to sportsinteraction.com/BJN to open an account. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly, guys. Let's get to your questions. Or no, let's talk about some other teams.
I do want to quickly highlight just the ridiculousness that is some of these other squads. Team USA is definitely one of them. Take a look at some of the pitchers they have here, man. I mean, pick your poison, right? Who do you want game 1, Skeens or Skubal?
Oh my
right?
God.
Because it doesn't get any. And then game 3, we're going Logan Webb, and then
Boyd's been pretty good lately.
You could do him. You could do Waka. You could do. I mean, you could go any number of ways right here.
Oh my God, who's closing out the games? You probably maybe Clay Holmes switches to a bullpen, and then
could
you got
do that.
Griffin Jacks, and then Mason Miller
And David Bednar.
Oh, David Bednar. Forgot about you.
Yeah, it's legitimately like it is so stupid good. Their pitching staff, like
Clayton Kershaw's even playing.
Yeah,
Holy
dude,
shit.
and he's like not even like what is he, like the 5th pitcher here?
Yeah,
right.
He's there for vibes.
Yeah, like
Joe Ryan. Oh God. Oh God.
It is stupid. And then they got Nolan McLean as well. He was the guy, I believe he's on the New York Mets, young prospect who was filthy last year. So this team is so stupid good from a pitching standpoint. But guess what? It just gets as good when you look at the lineup too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They have the best catching tandem ever.
They legitimately, who's going to be your starting catcher? I don't care.
It's number 1 and number 2.
Yeah,
in
it's
baseball.
like doesn't matter to me, man. And then you look at the infielders here: Alex Bregman, Ernie Clement. Shout out. He made the cut, dude. That's really exciting to see. Paul Goldschmidt, he's not going to start because Bryce Harper's there. Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop, but then also Gunnar Henderson. You want him to play shortstop? Like, what is the starting lineup here? It's
probably one of these guys will play second.
So
probably one of these two.
Well, I'm thinking.
Bryce Trang plays second.
Yeah, and also Ernie Clement, right? Like,
well, some of these guys are just riding the bench.
Yeah, like Harper's your first baseman, Bregman's your third baseman, Bobby Witt's your shortstop.
So then
you gotta fit Gunnar Henderson in the lineup, right?
Yeah, either Terang or Henderson. Like Terang had a decent year last year. Yeah, dude, Ernie's just there for the vibe.
Ernie and Paul Goldschmidt are just hanging out on the bench. And then the outfielders here, you have Aaron Judge in right field. I believe Pete Crow would be your center fielder, and then likely Corbin Carroll is going left with Byron Buxton just also there for the vibes.
DH if you want.
No, he can't DH actually because you also got Kyle Schwarber. And not to forget as well, it's like, well, I mean, one of the catchers, right? Maybe you want to DH one of the catchers.
That's so true.
So it's, Byron Buxton will not play a game with this team. It is so absolutely absurdly ridiculous, their squad right now.
Shout out to Mark DeRosa, managing the team. And then, it gets also really ridiculous when you look over at the DR. You got obviously Sandy over here. It's my first time reacting to it. Byron Bayo. Hello. Hey, Sir Anthony. Shout out to Sir Anthony making the team. Gregory Soto. Actually, their pitching isn't as dominant as the Americans team.
Christopher Sanchez is filthy, though. He is really good. Camilo Duvall, definitely a solid bullpen arm. Not as dominant. Yeah, when I was looking at the two squads, like Dominican, good. I mean, again, like they could very easily win this thing, but when you compare it to just pound for pound, like the absolute, like there's not a single hole with the lineup or with the pitching staff, but with Dominican you can poke a few. Looking at the lineup, I mean, again, like filthy, but maybe not quite as good as the United States.
You're going to be rocking Vladdy at first, Manny at third, Cattell at
Are you doing Manny at third, though? Because Junior Camanero's here as well.
Oh, yeah.
He was dominant last year.
Oh, yeah. Like maybe I don't know if you DH one. Maybe you DH one of them because Manny was pretty good last year, too. And then, Santana's probably on the bench. Pena's going to be your shortstop. But you also got Perdomo. Like, Perdomo was an awesome shortstop last year. Ahmed Rosario, that's filthy. And then you go to the outfield. Julio, nice year for him. Obviously, Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis.
Yeah, that's your outfield. That's again. So their lineup for me is pretty much on par. I guess the catchers are not the same, but their lineup is again. Like they're definitely a tier down from the United States, but pound for pound lineup pretty much the same as the United States. Pitching little bit worse, but Dominican still just absolutely filthy.
Wow, Albert Pujols managing the DR. He's got some former pretty cool legends over there. Albert Pujols managing the team. And then obviously, like, we would break down Japan.
Pull them up anyways.
I'll pull them up, because I sometimes I just don't know everybody.
Most of these individuals we're not familiar with because they're stars over there at MPB and haven't moved over yet. The ones that we do know, Yoshi, clearly filthy. We know all about Yoshi. Sugano right there. Yuki just came over as well.
Roki, he's not on the team this year?
Roki is not on the team. Interesting. They got Yusei Kikuchi, though, so that's interesting.
No way.
Yeah, Yusei Kikuchi up there.
Oh, my God, yes.
So
yes.
they definitely have a few individuals in the pitching staff that you're familiar with, and I imagine the ones that we're not familiar with are still really good just because they are Japan and they are really, really damn good. And same thing goes with the lineup. Like, there's a few names in here that we know. Okamoto is in the infield. You're going to see him a lot. You're going to see Munetaka, who just came over here. He installed some bidets in the White Sox, so happy to hear that they are moving up in the world. Seiya Suzuki, Masataka Yoshida. So a couple names that we know and then a couple names that we don't. And, of course, the guy that will be leading all of it is Shohei Ohtani. So
that guy's pretty cool. I like him. Yeah, that's kind of the three teams right there. If you're familiar with the World Baseball Classic, that are always the favorites. And for this year, I mean, I gotta go with the U.S. team, dude. Like, cause that was the problem in the 2023 one. They didn't have the pitchers, and I remember that being a big thing. They were like, all the pitchers didn't want to play because they're worried about injuries, worried about the season. There's a different vibe this year. After they lost to Japan, they were like, "No, we're playing. We gotta play."
I got all the best ones too.
Dude, they got the best pitchers. Like, so I'm gonna put my money on the U.S.
They
have the easiest path to get there too.
They are the favorites right now. That being said, though, I mean, any one of those three, like, it's a small tournament, small sample size. Like, any one of them could win, folks. So I genuinely don't see any other team winning, though. Like, it's those three, and then there's no one else. Like, if Canada moves on, that's going to be an awesome win for us. We will get shit kicked after we move on, most likely.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, looking back here, if we come second, we have to actually go first here if we want a chance. But if we come second, we will be facing USA.
Assuming USA is the number one in Pool B, which they should. If they're not number one, that's a horrendous fail by them.
Yeah.
So
and again, if we come number one, we actually might have a chance to go to the semis. That would be crazy because then we'd be up against like Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil, which aren't that strong either. They're kind of like us. So
see, we gotta win our pool, man. We gotta win our pool. We gotta hope that Puerto Rico, like, they're all worried about their insurance. They don't go too hard. Because they go 70% because they're, well, we don't want to pull something here or else we're going to be in big trouble here. That's where Canada makes up the difference. We knock off Puerto Rico, win our division. We're up against fucking Italy or Great Britain, and we knock those guys off.
That'd be great.
And then through luck of the draw in the semis, we're up against, I don't even know. We're up against nobody, you know?
Yeah, well, we'd probably be up against the USA.
They fumbled hardcore, man. They fumbled hardcore, and Brazil is there now. And now it's
wild.
Yeah, that's the pathway. That's how we do it.
I wanted you brought up Great Britain because we did have Great Britain do an update to the jerseys. Do you guys remember the Great Britain jerseys from 2023?
How could you forget,
man?
They were
just awful. They were
unless you
gray.
repressed it, man.
Oh yeah, they were just gray, and it was just like in the most basic like Arial bold font you could find, just Great Britain, and that was it. No stripes, no colors, and that was it. But we have all the jerseys right here. I wanted to take a look at some of the coolest ones, but Great Britain right there, bang, upgrade. Better, you know?
I think it's,
Yeah, bigger, bolder, with some more colors.
Yeah, it's, like that starts to like, look, the Philly Sailgate, that's quite the upgrade. Like, that actually looks like a kind of a cool jersey, right? And it represents Great Britain's colors, right? You got the white, you got the red, and like the text looks good, and I mean, this to me actually looks like a pretty nice jersey.
Yeah, like you could do more. Like, there's opportunity, but we're taking baby steps here. Great.
Well, I think that's nice for sure.
Because I think it'd be cool. Yeah, like you just brought up the colors. It'd be cool if they did something with the stripes. You know what I mean? Like, I think that'd be super cool. Some sort of integration. But we're starting small and we're working with it. For me, I've always really enjoyed the Japanese jerseys. The best one.
Yeah, like the stripes down, like, it just looks so clean and fresh to me. Like, I really like that.
And they have like a hint of like yellow brown that like kind of goes with it. And it's like, ooh, it's just so clean.
Yeah,
so
I do like theirs quite a bit. And honestly, just looking at them right now, I like the font of the Puerto Rico jersey. It kind of feels like
Oh,
fast. Like it feels fast and it feels we're there. And I mean, so that's kind of nice. Canada's good as well, but I'll be honest, not my favorite.
I wanted them to take some inspiration from the hockey teams, like some black and red. Like some black and red would be sick. Obviously, you have to make it white jersey.
Is that the rule? Like it has to be
like your
because
home, I think. But I don't know what they're. Yeah, no, I think they do have a red alternate. But you know, if they did some sort of black and red kind of elements, maybe even like in the wording because it's kind of hard to read.
I guess that has to be the rule because literally every it looks like we're all doing the same shit here.
Yeah,
You know, it's like you say Britain can do a lot more, but they're doing pretty much exactly what everyone else is doing here. So
I also do like the Dominican, like how the D and the R kind of like are like I don't even know like pillars, kind of like
or the D and the A,
arches.
right?
Oh yeah, D and the A because Dominica. Yeah, like I like that. That's always been nice to me. Brazil's a weird one with the blue. Maybe because I thought they'd be more green, but maybe I'm just assuming that they'd be more green.
They have a little bit of blue in their flag, I
blue,
think, but yeah, it's interesting that it's not their number one.
I do like Mexico actually. I mean,
yes,
how could you get Mexico?
Yeah, I do like Mexico as well. Yeah. So those are the jerseys, everybody, and that is the World Baseball Classic rosters. You can tell that we're in the depths of the offseason when we're talking about this a lot, but we are going to be going live for I think a lot of those games, definitely the final. Whomstever is in it, doesn't matter if it's Canada or somebody else, like we will be there, and I think we're going to try to do as many Canada games as possible. If we can do all of them, that'd be great. So definitely every Canada game, and then if it's US and Japan in the finals, like we'll be there because that's always a fun time.
Everyone has a lot of fun during that, especially us. Now let's get to some of your mailbag questions here, everybody. This one's coming in from Raymond H asking, who do you think have the biggest expectations going into the season? Do you think has the greatest chance to exceed expectations as well? Love the show, guys. Keep up the great work. So who do you think has the biggest expectations going into the season? And also follow up, who has the greatest chance to exceed those expectations?
Biggest expectations. I mean, it's hard for me not to just immediately scream Vladimir Guerrero Jr., right? Because at the end of the day, like, this is his team now. I would argue that this is maybe the year where he's got the most pressure. And even, simply because there is no Bo Bichette to fall back on anymore, he's got the contract, he's got the money. So I guess you can argue to me that, well, that pressure is off at this point. He doesn't need to worry about being being rich. He is fucking rich at this point. But this is his squad, and at the end of the day, now that there is no Bo Bichette to kind of take some of that load off, like, you've got to be the guy. I want you to continue. I want you to continue to prove why you deserve that contract. You did it in the World Series and leading up to the World Series, but I need to see more. So I think the easy answer for me is just to immediately say the biggest expectations have to be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That being said, though, there is some other pressures on some other players. Like, I just had this thought right now. Anthony Santander, if you don't put up this year, you're fading into irrelevance, brother.
That's
like,
true.
You are done. You might even just be finished entirely if you have a year like you did last year. You are irrelevant at this point. So, different pressure for different reasons.
Yeah, like in a similar vein, Jeff Hoffman as well. A lot of pressure, expectations, because you're getting paid to produce as a big-time closer, and you're not right now. You have moments, but consistency-wise is really, really all over the place. And now on the other side of things, you could say expectations put on by the fans and the organization. Like, Yesavage, you're the future, kid. Like, you need to go and step up and have a really good year this year. But that's a different kind of expectation. Now, who do you think has the best chance to exceed those expectations? Probably, of all the guys we mentioned, probably Vlad, because he's doing it. You know what I mean?
I find it hard to believe that Vlad's going to have a bad year. Like, I can't really wrap my head around it. Again, anything could happen in sports. We see good teams, have terrible years. I was just looking the other day at the Atlanta Braves. Like, throwback to they have the second best chances to go to the playoffs and to win the World Series this year, and they won 76 games last year.
Right.
So shit can just hit the fan sometimes. And like, you look at that roster, that's a better roster than our roster. Yeah. Pound for pound,
just looking at names.
Looking at names, like, I would take their roster over our roster, and yet they won 76 games last year. And now everyone's like, okay, well, that had to be a ridiculous thing. So
yeah, like, obviously a lot of guys that underperform, and they also they keep missing. Ronald Acuna Jr., man, like that's one of those players, and there's so many players like that. A recent one I'm thinking about is Mike Trout, where it's like injuries can just like derail what could be a potential. He's still young, which is benefit for him, but like he's got to stay healthy. Find a way to stay healthy. I don't know how it is, but find a way to stay healthy.
I was reading a baseball fantasy article just the other day as well. Can you believe? So he's been in in MLB for 8 seasons now. Ronald Acuna Jr. He has only been fully healthy for 2 of those seasons, and I believe it's only in 4 of those seasons that he's actually played over 100 games.
That's crazy.
So there's just so much war that's being left out there. And the crazy thing is too, even when he's on and off injured, he's never bad. He's always second
good.
He touches the field, he's a top 5 player in baseball guaranteed. You just need to have him actually on the field consistently.
I know, and it's like one of those questions. People, obviously the talent when he's on the field, he's a top 10 player in baseball, but the reason why he's not a top 10 player ranked by MLB is because the best attribute is staying on the field, and he just cannot stay on the field.
Yeah, so he's got to do that. Point being, though, anything can happen because we saw a really good team last year just completely, just fall apart. I'll actually finish with this. I just thought of this as well. Biggest expectations might be John Schneider this year, and the reason being is because so much money and so much just things have been put into this roster. He had an exceptional season last year as a manager, taking us to the World Series, but so quickly do those things just completely flip. If this team is bad again, if we go back to having 74 wins, immediately the seat's going to get hot. Not saying that he's going to get fired or anything, but that's where the finger is going to be pointed because that's just what people do. Yeah. We've put so much money into this squad. Why isn't it better? Whose fault is it? John Schneider. Even though he took us to the World Series. Throw back to the Yankee fans calling for Aaron Boone's head a year after they went to the World Series, and they still made the playoffs anyways.
Yeah. Like for me, if we do have a bad year this upcoming season, again, all depends on how it all plays out, but I personally wouldn't necessarily point to John Schneider because I know we just came off a great year.
Yeah.
It's the same reasons why I was being like, Yankee fans, what are you doing?
Yes, I was
Aaron Boone.
I was in the exact same boat. For me, you get a season of leeway.
Yeah,
if then the following season after that we're still bad, all right, exactly, your rope is worn out at this point.
Yeah,
so
it's the same. You could apply the same argument to Ross and Mark. It's going to be in the next 5 years of Ross, Mark, and John. I would believe it. As long as they're staying competitive and making playoffs, those guys are going to be employed.
Yeah, and they have now in the bank 1 season of shit. Yeah. Because we went to the World Series, right? You could have a full season of shit coming up. They'll still be in jobs because they've earned that. They have money in the bank at this point.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Hope that answered your question, man. Edward in here says, do you think we might just keep Barrios and go with a 6-man rotation? Gosman pitched a crazy amount of innings, including the playoffs. Yesavage may have an innings limit, and Bieber and Barrios are coming off injuries. A 6-man rotation may help keep all those guys fresh. This would also make the Tyler Rogers signing even better because he can pitch so often out of the pen. Barrios not getting traded, 6-man rotation. Thoughts?
I think to start the year, it's kind of rare you see a team go with a 6-man rotation because they are so fresh. I really do believe there's going to be a competition in camp for the starting 5. And obviously injuries are going to happen, but if there are new injuries, you are going to see Barrios probably go to the pen. And I don't think they're going to trade them. I think they're going to hang on to him as well, just to see how the season plays out because they have so much depth now. They haven't had that surplus. So I think, yes, they're going to keep them, but no, they're not going to go to a 6-man rotation. One of those guys is going to move to the bullpen. We're all singling out Barrios, but what if Cody Ponce just doesn't have it this spring? Barrios is locked in, looking great. Ponce, we bring in, we're all expecting him to be a guy. What if we start him out in the pen to get him accustomed back to MLB, right? You never know. So I think yes and no for your question.
Yeah, I think the 6-man rotation, it's just hard to wrap my head around it. At the end of the day, it's like, think about, even though you're trading off some risk of injury, you're also limiting the amount of times that you see your really good pitchers, right?
Yeah.
Now, if every single one in the 6-man rotation is incredible, I guess you don't have that problem, but that's very rarely the case. So I think that's why a lot of teams don't want to run a 6-man rotation, just simply because, well, especially if you're a team with a really good pitcher, that means that we only see Skubal, we see him one last time Why would we want to do that? Why would we want to limit the innings of somebody like a Kevin Gausman? Now, if they start getting hurt or, if we start getting worried about that, I guess that's when you can make that argument. But for me to start the season, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Shout out here to Liam with the $5 donation. Crazy how good this Canadian team is considering the talent not there. Pavetta, Cy Young, number 6, Tong prospect, number 6, Tong top prospect, Smith, Brash, Zabrowski, Freeman. I wish we had Freeman, man, but it's a better team than it was a few years ago. It's a better team. Yep. Canadian baseball is getting better. Also, you got to hope that the World Series, Blue Jays going to the World Series, that's going to spark a new wave of young kids getting into Canadian baseball. So in 10, 15 years from now, our team's looking even better than that, right?
Yeah.
I think that Canadian baseball is going to continue to be on the rise, and hopefully we just get better and better and better as time goes on.
I would agree. Now, we got one more question here, and it actually was a video. We're not going to play the entire video because it is a 5-minute video, but I wanted to shout out Drew Gamer right here, who made an entire 5-minute video on a question, but he gives his explanation. He basically answers his own question, but the question is, how many strikeouts do you think Trey Yesavage will have in his rookie season? I wonder if they do have a line, actually, for strikeouts.
It might be too early at this point.
But how many strikeouts do you think he's going to get in his rookie season?
It's such a difficult question because it's less about I know that he's gonna be at least a K per inning type of individual. So it's really how many innings do I think he's gonna get? How many innings do I think that Trey Yesavage is going to pitch next year?
How many did he pitch last year throughout his all levels?
I think it was around.
Like 140?
I think it might have been even a little bit more than that, actually, when you factor in the playoffs. And I know,
factoring the playoffs.
I know that he did the most that he's ever done. So he had total with the MLB.
God, math.
Okay, so 14, but does that playoffs too? No, I don't think that's playoffs.
So plus that, so it'll be 112.
Okay, so maybe it was around that then.
112. Okay,
112, and then around 130. Let's say 130.
And I would say he takes another step forward. It's not going to jump to 180 right away, like unless you're Paul Skeens. I'll say conservatively jumps to 150 if assuming he's healthy. Maybe 140. I'll be conservative. And then he has a strikeout per 9 of 10 or 11. He had a 10.4 or something last year. Again, small sample size. I don't know. 100.
I'm going to say 180. I think he gets 180 strikeouts next year. Now, that's definitely on the higher end of things, but 180 strikeouts for Trey Yesavage.
Get a calculator.
Yeah, calculate it up.
I'm going to say he gets 11 strikeouts per 9. He goes nuts balls. And
so how do you do that math?
150 innings. And then we go...
No, because then it's you divide it by 9.
Yeah.
Then you divide it by 9, and then you times it by 11, right? 150 divided by 9 times 11. Is that correct?
I'm on this math. I'm going 11 divided by 9. That's how many strikeouts per inning.
Okay. All right, you're doing it different. You're doing it backwards. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think they both work.
183. Okay.
There you go. Right around 180.
I'm going to go 183.
Okay.
That's what we think here at Blue Jays today.
Also, we did just get breaking news. Paul Goldschmidt has agreed to a 1-year contract with the Yankees, so he is back there with the New York Yankees.
Wow.
They've effectively just kept their team the same.
Yeah, they're running it back.
They're running back the same squad. At the end of the day, it was still a team that won 94 games. So they are still a good team, and they are going to get Garrett Cole back. So you could argue that it is an addition. So maybe they're a little bit better, but yeah, I mean they didn't win the offseason, that's for sure.
They're doing what the Jays did, last year. They're almost running it. Except the Jays actually added Santander, but it didn't really matter. They're basically running it back, and maybe things change.
Because again, things.
But they didn't add David Hopkins though.
Things could get better. Things could also get worse though. 94 wins, right? Like that was with Stanton going crazy, and that's with a healthy Judge. Mm-hmm. There used to be a big thing with Judge being injured all the time, and now all of a sudden we just kind of forgot about that. Yeah. So
we got one more dono in here from Bolero with a $5 donut saying at work but listening. Shout it to you and shout it to your work. And I hope you enjoyed the show, man, because this is where we are going to end it here, folks. Baseball coming back next week, everybody. Pitchers and catchers are reporting. So here at Blue Jays today, we're going to be following along, giving you all the updates, all the exciting news and stuff around your Blue Jays. So don't go anywhere, folks. You can smell the fresh cut grass. It's coming, especially for us. We'll be down there smelling the grass in about a month, so we can't help it.
Yeah, so let us know if you are going to be in Dunedin, and who knows, maybe we can even link up. Please make sure to hit that like, smash that subscribe button. $4 a month to become a YouTube member. Shout out and thank you to all of our current YouTube members. You guys are amazing.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And as always,
Go Jays, go!